Every year, more than 200,000 men and women leave active duty military service and re-enter civilian life. That number from the Government Accountability Office is about equal to the populations of cities like Oxnard, California, Amarillo, Texas, or Tallahassee, Florida. While most make the move without issue, that's not true for everyone. Some, for a variety of factors, face challenges for which they may not be prepared. Fortunately for those soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Guardians, there are people with the knowledge and resources to help.
I don't blame the military for not providing me with the perfect transition plan.
When Florent Groberg left the Army in 2015, it was not how he planned leaving a career he loved.
I never served with the idea of like, hey, you need to invest in me and transition me out. Now, I also never expected to leave the military because of injuries. So to me, it was my whole plan and roadmap was thrown way off, specifically because my career was shortened by many years.
Florent, or Flo as his friends call him, was in need of a new roadmap, a plan for starting his life's next chapter.
I needed to find what my next passion would be. And so for that, Warriors Ethos came in at the perfect time because I could relate to their people.
The idea is, if you raise your right hand and you take an oath to serve the country, that shouldn't be the best thing you ever do, right? You should be able to build upon what you do in the military and become successful in whatever you do after the military, whether it's 4 years later or 40 years later, right? We want people to go be successful outside of the military.
Started in 2011 by Jared Shepard, himself an Army veteran, Warriors Ethos has helped roughly 2,000 service members take those first steps out of uniform. For Groberg, his circumstances were not all that different from those that had leaned on Warriors Ethos before him, with one notable exception.
The President of the United States of America, authorized by Act of Congress March 3, 1863, has awarded in the name of Congress the Medal of Honor to Captain Florent A. Groberg, United States Army.
For his actions in trying to stop a suicide bomber while escorting a group of coalition and Afghan leaders in the Kunar province of Afghanistan, Captain Groberg received the Medal of Honor. He was also medically retired because of the injuries he suffered trying to save the lives of others. It all added up to a man left wondering what was next.
Receiving a Medal of Honor is probably the least expected thing you could ever have in your career. First of all, you don't serve for medals, and you sure as heck do not want to serve and be singled out and highlighted as anything other than a service member or a veteran. So when I received the medal and they highlighted me, it was a tough pill to swallow, specifically because 4 individuals didn't come home: Command Sergeant Major Griffin, Major Gray, Major Kennedy, and Reggie Abdel Fattah. And also I had a whole other team that did some incredible heroic things as well, if you want to call it that, on that day. It's just a tough day.
Recognizing that kind of inner struggle is ingrained in the work of the people behind Warriors Ethos.
If you look at all the bad things you ever hear about veterans, homeless, unemployment, divorce, whatever else it happens to be, suicide, those are all failures in transition. Those are all that veteran did not successfully get traction in whatever they were doing next, and thus they lost their way. So we kind of figured, we can put a dent in all of that by just helping guys and gals be more successful, be more prepared to get out of the military and go do whatever they're going to go do next.
Shepard's group recommends service members start making their transition plans well before actually separating. It's a process Groberg found particularly helpful.
Warriors Ethos pushed me in a way that wasn't off-putting. They knew that I had a need and a requirement. I just did not potentially know how to accurately express it at the time. They also understood what type of help I was seeking, and they put a plan together, and we adjusted the plan when things didn't work out the way I wanted it or the way they perceived it. In the end, we found a winning solution organically.
A 2019 study by Pew Research revealed almost half of veterans post 9/11 said readjusting to civilian life was at least somewhat difficult. That adds up to about 50,000 veterans every year needing what groups like Warriors Ethos does for service members.
One of the things that we help you do is we walk you through how to plan. That plan is multiple things. It includes your spouse, it includes your family, it's a financial plan, it's a business plan, it's a what do you want to do next plan, right? And all those things come into play.
For Groberg, the catalyst was a networking event, a dinner he admitted he had no interest in attending.
They pushed me to go to that dinner. I really wasn't interested at first because I have no association with this. I said, no, trust me, there's going to be some key people that you might want to meet. That led to giving me more self-confidence, and then who led to different careers later on with Boeing, Microsoft, and now on the private equity side.
For Shepard, the ideal outcome is one where Warriors Ethos is no longer needed.
The perfect world for me would be is that the military gets so good at transitioning its service members that I can turn this off. I would love that.
While the military is not there yet, Shepard acknowledges it is making improvements. But for now, his mission continues. If you know someone who could benefit by connecting with Warriors Ethos, or if you want to join their efforts, you can connect with them at the address on your screen, warriorsethos.org.